Brought to you by GTA. We start with you.
He was indicted for count 1, obstruction justice by endeavoring to influence a juror, and count 2, false statements. William Topasna Mantanona entered a plea agreement nearly 1 year ago, pleading guilty to count 2, false statements. He faces a maximum imprisonment term of 5 years, a $250,000 fine, and a 3-year supervised release term. However, defense counsel William Gavriz made lengthy arguments in an effort to diminish his client's role in the jury tampering scheme. It was during the October 2018 Raymond Martinez and Juanita Moser federal drug trial that Mantanona met with juror and longtime friend Greg Tydingco to persuade him to vote not guilty in the ongoing trial. Mantanona's brother, former cop John Mantanona, aka Boom, was an investigator hired by Martinez and Moser. There were recorded conversations between the defendants and Boom implicating Mantanona met with the juror who promised his support to Boom. On November 12, 2018, a mistrial was declared. Boom called his brother and told him they won the case. This sparked a federal investigation. On December 21, 2018. Homeland Security Special Agent Erwin Fajarin interviewed Mantanona, who denied knowing Tydingco and speaking to him regarding the trial. This is the false statement Mantanona pled guilty to. Today, Gavriz told the court there are 2 crimes he is particularly offended by. The first, when defendants bring drugs into the prison, and the second, jury tampering. He stated, quote, "I'm offended by jury tampering, and I bring that up because if we look at the plea agreement, there are stipulations of facts that indicate my client was actively helping his brother, Boom, tamper with the juror, GT." Gavriz argued Mantanona's part in the offense by depicting the plea agreement. As stated in court, it was on November 3, 2018, when Mantanona and Tydingco had a run-in at a funeral, and it was here when promises were made. The court did not return from lunch. A sudden recess was called in the case, continuing the sentencing to January 26. The reason for the continuance is unknown at this time. As for the others involved in the scheme, the Martinez case was moved to California, where the duo entered a guilty plea and both were sentenced to 2 years in prison. Former juror Greg Tydingco pled guilty to contempt of court as a misdemeanor. He is yet to be sentenced, however, faces a maximum of 1 year in federal prison, a $100,000 fine, and a 1-year supervised release term. His sentencing has been continued to February 4th. As for Boom, he faces obstruction of justice charges and conspiracy to distribute meth charges. In his federal case, there have been multiple sealed motions by the government to continue court appearances. His status hearing has been moved to February 16th.